أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Idris alayhi salam is mentioned in the Quran in two verses, and both verses are testament of his character. The first verse is found in Surah Maryam, verse 56, where Allah says, and mentioned in the book Idris, indeed he was a man of truth and a prophet. The other verse is found in Surah Anbiya, verse 85, where Allah says, and mentioned Ishmael and Idris and Dhul-Kifl, all were of the patient. Prophet Idris alayhi salam was born during the lifetime of Prophet Adam alayhi salam, and he was amongst the followers of Sheth alayhi salam. He ruled the progeny of Prophet Adam alayhi salam after the death of Sheth alayhi salam. Idris alayhi salam was trustworthy, patient, and an extraordinary individual. It's reported by the hadith of Abu Dhali that Prophet Idris alayhi salam was the first man to introduce the art of reading and writing to mankind. Prophet Idris alayhi salam was a sincere servant to Allah, so Allah chose him as a prophet and as a messenger, and he elected him to rule over the children of Adam. What happened is that when Sheth alayhi salam died, the people of Cain or Kabil lost guidance, and corruption and sin increased rapidly in the land. So Idris alayhi salam could not bear to watch his followers fall prey to the influence of Shaitan. So Allah instructed him to call for jihad, which is a holy war against the corrupt followers of Kabil. So we see that Prophet Idris alayhi salam was the first prophet and messenger in the history of Islam to call for jihad against corruption. And as commanded by Allah, Prophet Idris alayhi salam gathered an army of men and battled in the name of Allah, and he emerged victorious. One day Allah told Prophet Idris alayhi salam that he would receive the rewards of every good deed performed by man each single day till his last breath. Idris alayhi salam was overjoyed with the news, and he thanked Allah immensely for the blessings. But he was quite old, and he was not ready to depart earth yet, because he loved to do good deeds. So he spoke to one of the angels to see if he could meet up with the angel of death. The angel accepted his plea and allowed or accepted to meet up with Idris and the angel of death. So the angel flew to the fourth heaven with Prophet Idris alayhi salam on his wings and met up with the angel of death. And the angel with Idris asked the angel of death that Prophet Idris would like to know if he could prolong his life. The angel of death was stunned, and he asked, and where is Idris? The angel with Idris said, he's on my back. The angel of death said, how astonishing. I was sent to seize Idris's soul in the fourth heaven, but I was wondering how I could do it knowing that it was on earth. And he said, Subhanallah, he made it happen, meaning Allah. And as commanded by Allah, the angel of death seized the soul of Idris alayhi salam in the fourth heaven. Following the death of Idris alayhi salam, corruption increased more and more and more. And several generations later, Shaitan or Satan managed to influence the children of Adam to commit their first shirk. So how did idol worshipping start? Following the death of Idris alayhi salam, idol worshipping started. Corruption was increasing before, until Prophet Idris alayhi salam destroyed a lot of it. But after his death, corruption started to increase more and more and even more. But people still believed in the oneness of Allah and believed in Allah. They did not believe in no idols, no stones, no creations. But see, Muslims, people that were Muslims still fell into haram, but they still believed in Allah. They stayed on Tawheed and monotheism and the belief in the oneness of Allah for a period of 1,000 years. Then after that 1,000 years, a change started to take place. The gap between Idris alayhi salam and the next prophet Nuh alayhi salam was becoming larger. Idris had a family. His father was called Yarid, his mother was called Bakna, his wife was called Adana, and he had a son called Mithasila. The son to Prophet Idris alayhi salam would eventually become the grandfather to Nuh alayhi salam, which means that Prophet Idris alayhi salam was the great-grandfather to Nuh alayhi salam. So in that big gap of 1,000 years with no prophet, no guidance, that these prophets had followers. And amongst these followers, they were the best of followers. They were the followers of Idris, and they were very righteous, very God-fearing, and very obedient to Allah. So people respected them. So at the time when Idris was still alive, people would go to him with their problems. But when he passed on, people started looking at these righteous followers of Idris, and they would go to them with their problems. So what happened after the righteous people died? These righteous people did not have so many followers. So Satan started to play his game. People were believing in Allah, but Satan started to play games with the minds of the weak people. So Satan came at the time when these righteous people started to die one by one. He came and started to say, when one died, he came and said, oh, what a great, wonderful person this was. He actually came and grieved. Now we got to look at the tactics of Shaitan here. He came and said things like, what a wonderful, wonderful person this was. Or don't you think what a great, wonderful person this was? So he actually came and grieved. And people started to know this person, this wonderful person, Satan, who is grieving these righteous souls who had started to die. So he came and said these things. The next generation came, and when another righteous person died, he came and said, man, another righteous soul? We've lost such a nice righteous soul on earth. How much corruption is there on earth? And he said, oh, whenever we lose such a soul, and so forth and so on, and it's making these people think, oh, he's such a great preacher. Then the next generation came and it happened again. He said, you know what, guys? We need to have a remembrance. We need to have a remembrance of these good souls, because if we don't, we are going to forget their good works, and we are going to forget these good souls very quickly. So what they did in the earlier days is they started to make drawings on walls, on stones of these righteous people. They started to also carve out the faces of animals like deers and lions of these righteous people, because they represented the nature of these righteous people that had gone. So he told them to make these drawings of these righteous people. Then the next generation came. Now he had a drawing there, and he had some few drawings coming up, because he told them to do that. So they did that as a memory for these righteous people. So the next generation came, he told them, hey, young boys, you know what? You're going to die. You're going to die, and because you're going to die, you need to respect your elders. And how do you respect your elders? You see those drawings right there? You need to look up to them. You need to show them that you like them. And they did that. So the next generation came and he told them, you're the great-grandchildren of these figures, these righteous figures that went. Oh, what a great, wonderful father you had. And he told them, you know these pictures, you need to take them. You need to take these pictures because it was a respect, so we can honor more. And they did that. We told them we have to do this. We have to remember such good souls of these righteous people that went, so they did that. The next generation came, he told them, just bow down. All you do is bow down. And they did that. The next generation came several centuries later, he told them, this is the one, meaning the drawings of these righteous figures. This is the one that gives you rain. This is the one that gives you food. This is the one that gives you everything. Don't you realize that? Didn't you see your fathers do that, like bowing down to these souls? You see, so he's making them believe in his idols. He's like, all you have to do is get on the floor and do sujood to them. He did that. And the next generation came. Now he has got them fooled. He told them they are gods. The mentality of these people is that they started to believe in something that does not exist. And they started to give these dead bodies and these drawings and these stones beliefs that did not belong to them. Then the next generation came and he told them, this is the one that gives you food. This is the one that gives you children. This is the one that gives you everything. So these people came up with all these beliefs. They started to have all these beliefs. And in the end, Allah sent Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. And what was Prophet Nuh alayhi salam dealing with? A very, very, very stubborn people. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu rasuluh.